Okay, good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week's episode. I did not pre-record last week's episode. Although, was I wearing the same shirt? It's possible. I don't know. Let's check. But I thought about it, and then I was just too overwhelmed and stressed with running. And let me tell y'all, a lot has happened since last week. So y'all are in for a ride. I love how when you look up Logan's Diagnoses, like the name of the podcast, like some weird photo comes up. Anyway, no, I was wearing a different shirt last week, so y'all can know for sure. I wear this shirt a lot, huh? Actually, not really. I mean, kind of, but not on podcast so much. But anyway, good morning, beautiful people. There's some light coming in. So if I'm looking super overexposed, I'm so sorry. One of my blind covers came off. I need to start. I'll actually be able to start investing in this house a little bit more soon. I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous. I don't know. Potentially, depending on what I learn over the next week, but we'll see. But good morning, beautiful people. Like I said, a lot has happened since last week, specifically with running. So let's touch on it because I believe, if I recall correctly, last week I was saying something along the lines of, "Why do I keep running?" And I was down bad. Oh, really quickly. Today's drink of the week. It is I forget what they call it. I think it's called I don't know, but it's like a soju bomb basically. It's just like Sprite and soju. I personally use off-brand diet Sprite, so 0 calories for the mixer. But hold on. Can y'all hear the bubbles? Probably not. It's not that carbonated, but anyway, so good. I wanted to have something like skinny and not crazy, but reasonable. So yeah. Anyway, good morning, beautiful people. Um, there's a lot that's been going on. So since that little moment that we had last week, I feel like I was really hitting burnout last week. If I wasn't already at burnout, I was really at that line. I've been going through a lot. There's been a lot going on. Thank God, not like in the sense of like family deaths or anything, but just in the sense of literally, you know. I mean, I'm doing crazy. My runs have gotten crazy. My runs used to be cute. Okay, they used to be cute. Now, my shortest, even my recovery runs are 28 minutes. My recovery runs used to be like 24 minutes, or maybe even less at some point. I don't know, but like, anyway, um, my pace has gotten intense. The lengths have gotten intense. Um, it's a lot. I mean, my average run is like, it feels like over an hour now. Um, and my paces are insane. My paces right now, let's see what my paces are. Right now, my paces are a 10:10 pace for recovery runs, which, if you know anything about running, I would argue that's fast for a recovery pace, at least. That is fast. My recovery pace started, I think, at 10:50 or 10:55. Now we're down to 10:10, only like a few weeks in, right? Like 7 weeks in or something like that. Um, but my like base pace is 8 minutes and 30 seconds, which is insane, by the way. Um, my sprint pace is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. My long run that's coming next Wednesday is gonna be an hour and 19 minutes at 8 minutes and 30 seconds pace. Like, that's insane. How many miles is that? That is predicted to be 9.3 miles. Not the craziest thing, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, again, I have ran 11 miles before, but that's still a lot. 9 is still a lot. And I've only ran 11 miles once, so regardless, my runs are getting insane. Work is just a lot. There's a lot going on. It feels like a total drama island. Again, I love my workplace. I'm not talking bad about it. All that I'm saying is that there's a lot going on. And I'm not gonna give details, but just it feels like almost like everybody's out to get me. But like not that's like dramatic, you know what I mean? Not like they hate me personally. Although one person, it does feel that way. I I don't think it's me personally per se, but they don't like me personally. I don't think that's for sure. But I'm gonna leave it at that. But there's just so like I get some things prepared and then they can't be utilized, and I do something and then it's like there's immediately something else to do before I can even finish doing that first thing. There's just there's a lot going on. Last payroll, because I'm the one who handles payroll and processing payroll and all that stuff. Somebody's paid vacation wasn't paying out. Mind you, my shift was over. I could have just up and left, but I wasn't going to because I was like, I feel like my boss would really appreciate this. And I'm sure she did to some extent, but I also just misunderstood. I think I expected too much. But it wasn't anything insane. I spent like an extra maybe 20 minutes, but like, which the fact that I got it resolved that quickly. But shout out to Emma. Emma with a company. If you spoke to me and helped me resolve paying out vacation, I love you. Platonically, professionally. Anyway, oh an hour and 19 minutes. Sorry, it's still on my watch. I need to get rid of it because if I see it again, I'm just gonna like cry. Anyway, what were we talking about, chat? Well, I don't know. Next question. And so I mean that happened with payroll. I had to get that paid out and resolved. Which meant me staying late. So far, I've stayed over an hour late this week alone. And I get to leave early because of it, so it's like a blessing. But like, still, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Cheers to that. Hold up. I also haven't drank the past 2 days. I thought about not doing it again today, but I was like, I don't know. We're recording today. And it's kind of just become like a routine at this point because doing this is really stressful, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize that. I'm sure some of y'all do. I don't know. It is a lot balancing a full-time job with running, with this, with me cutting, which when I say cutting, I mean like losing weight, but also maintaining muscle. So I have to lift weights. So I have to eat enough protein and be in a caloric deficit and lift weights while working full time and running and training for a really fast half marathon. As somebody who's never ran seriously before, I've tried, but I usually gave up like within 2 weeks in, and was so messy about it because I did not understand pace, and I was just like run as fast as possible, like sprint. Sprinting was what I thought running was. I didn't realize that there's a line between sprinting and running. I kind of just thought that if you're not sprinting, you're not running, which goes back to my all or nothing mindset that I tend to have with things. But yeah. So anyway, what were we talking about, chat? Yeah. So there's a lot going on with all of these things, and so I found I can't have like energy drinks or stimulants or anything like that just because the side effects and all of that stuff. And a little drink is fun. I'm never like insane about it. It's not like I have like 5 drinks or even 4 drinks or even 3 drinks really for that matter. I'll be just like sipping on like 1 drink like per episode. I mean y'all see it firsthand. And like when I launched my PTO, I think I got 2 of them. But that's because the episode was ending and I was filming another one back to back and stuff. So like I don't know. Anyway, I didn't have work the next day. It was my PTO, my birthday PTO. It was fantastic. But it's a whole thing, birth month PTO technically. But anyway, nonetheless, it's a lot recording for even just like 1 episode, but recording 2 or more. I don't think I've ever recorded more than 2 episodes in a row, but still, recording 2 episodes in a row, especially, it's difficult. I mean, especially after spending all day working, and I literally come straight here, and I'm just like, set up, boop, get started. It's a lot. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. But it's a lot. So yeah, and that's why the clips are so like. I wish I could just like pay somebody like $10 a month, and they would just make clips like the way that I make it, because like I don't know, it's so much. It's like it's. I mean, I can't say it's so much work, but it kind of is, you know. Eventually it'll become like second nature, I guess, but it's in of itself just filming is kind of difficult, and getting the lighting like set up and consistent for that, and um just talking the whole time, and just I don't know, it's a lot, but there's a lot going on. So I've really just last week I feel like I like hit the wall, like metaphorically, in the sense that hold up. Okay, in the sense that I just couldn't. I don't know. I was so tired. I don't know how to explain it. Besides, if you've ever been burned out, you know the feeling. And I just there was a lot that happened. Um, since last week and this week, and I couldn't even tell you all of it. It's such a blur. I don't know. But I think I finally took like a proper day off or something. Uh, I didn't run. I don't know. I know that much for sure. What I'm getting at is I stopped running for 5 days, which for me is a lot. I'm running every single day, 7 days a week. Okay. So 5 days off in a row is a lot. Okay. And I was scared. I was like, I'm going to lose momentum. I'm going to lose athleticism, which I rebuke that. But like, that's what I was worried about. Okay. And so, it started with just one day because, and I had a good reason for that. Okay. I went on my run. I didn't want to go on my run. Last time I filmed, which I think was, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday? Like a week ago. Um, and I was supposed to run. I think I was supposed to run. I don't remember how long I was supposed to run, but a while. It was supposed to be like a decently long run, if not a long run. Um, not like an hour. It was less than an hour. That's all I know though. I think. Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. And so I ran a mile, and I was so tired. But I was doing good pace. I will say that my pace was good. And then I decided to circle back because I was gonna take a new route, but I got scared. So instead, I started taking like a bike route back. I started like running back, and I found this like bike route, so I started running it. And I kid you not, within like seconds, because from like the beginning, about maybe half a mile in, I was hobbling. Okay, I was walking and hobbling, not walking, sorry, running and hobbling. Hold up. I have to just make sure that doesn't smell like rot. It's just a peach. But I have to confirm. Okay. So, yeah, I started hobbling while I was running. So, that's not healthy. That's a bad sign. So, at that point, I was like, I'm exhausted. I think stumbling is a good running excuse to stop running. So, I'm going to run back home and I'll call it a day. But then, when I got back home, I wasn't able to clean 2 miles. So I was like, well, we have to make it 2 miles because I love an even number. So I did. And then after that, the next day, just walking or anything at all actually caused a sharp pain. And the pain was even like while I was running, it was more than just like a normal area. It's like it like spread. It's kind of like if you like chip ice, you know, it makes cracks around it. It was kind of like that. And I was like, that's not normal. And so like it's a good day. It's a good reason to not take or to take a day or some days off, because an injury is serious, and it will cause way more damage than taking even a week off. Because chances are, if you injure yourself, you're gonna need weeks plural or months plural off, or who knows what. An expensive surgery, like I do not know. Regardless, something going on with me. Yeah. So it just, I was like, we're taking time off because I'm exhausted. I need to recover from this burnout anyway. I got to the, I feel like it's been a while now that running has become exactly what I was scared it would be if I did a marathon, which is why I chose to opt in for a half marathon. Um, but I didn't want to just rush for a marathon in like 7 months, I think, from not running at all, because that, especially with how competitive I am, I knew that's what was going to mean training all the time, hours a day, and make me hate it, genuinely hate it. That's how I started feeling about running. And I think a lot of my frustration, to be fair, it lies in the fact that two things. One, I don't think, I can't say this for sure, but I don't have what I think I need to recover properly. And so I feel like I keep getting these injury risks, like shin splints or like knee. I don't know what it would be called for knees, but like I keep getting this like knee inflammation in like one of my knees, and then I try to take it lighter on my that one knee, and then it just develops in my other knee, and then it just like both knees or whatever. And so I just don't have the recovery things for that I've been using at least. Um, and so I'm trying to find something that helps with that because it will make running easier. But also running in the summer in Arizona means you have two options. I have two options, I should say. Run at 4 a.m. or run at 7 p.m., more like 7:30 or later p.m. I hate running at night. I think running at night is unsafe. I don't care what gender you are. I get that like men can get away with it more, but like I just, why? You know what I mean? Like I just don't like it. I don't want to run at night. I want to be back home by night. Um, and I can't really wake up at 4 a.m. because the only way to really do that is if I sleep 2 hours earlier, and I just know myself. I can't control when I sleep. Like, unless I took melatonin every night, which then you build a tolerance and you still can't control when you sleep. You know what I mean? At that point. Um, and I just wouldn't sleep enough, which is way more detrimental to running. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, so that means really all that I'm left is running like at night. And again, I hate running at night. Now, I don't do it like dark in the night or whatever. I have had days where the only time I was free was like dark at night, so I just skipped it. I was like, no, I'm not, it's not, I don't think it's safe. I just don't. And it's just so frustrating because if I could come home or if after work or just if I had the flexibility to run whenever I wanted, then running would be a lot better, I feel like, for at least how I was feeling at that time. I don't know about now and I don't know about the future, but it's really frustrating only being able to run whenever I'm like tired, exhausted, and like ready, like I should be in bed. You know what I mean? Um, and I have to spend my whole day just thinking about the run. I wake up, I think about the run I have later. I get ready for work, I think about the run I have later. I work while thinking about the run I have after. I finish work and I drive home thinking about what I'm going to do until the run after. I don't want my life to revolve around the run. I love the run. I love it. It's a hobby that I have that I really appreciate. But it sucks having your life revolve around one thing. You know what I mean? The only thing my life should be revolving around is like God, not running. Like, I love running. It's so therapeutic and it clears your head and it just makes you like feel so much more normal, I guess. Just like it just makes life more happy and lighter, I guess. But like, and it's so accomplishing and something that I take pride in. I mean, yesterday I ran 6 miles at an average of 8 minutes and 37 seconds a mile. That's something to be proud of. That's an accomplishment, okay? But like, I was genuinely running like 8 minute miles for the first like mile or two or whatever. But like, that it's something to be proud of. It's something to be whatever. You know what I mean? But like, it sucks. It's like having another job. You know what I mean? Having a at this time you have to do this. It's not a when would be the best time to do my run today? It's just a at this time you have to do this. Otherwise, the months of progress and stuff that you've made is gone. It's just gone. And even if it wasn't going to go away, you're not going to make any progress. And you have a deadline, okay? You have a date where you will be running this half marathon at this intensive pace. Right now, I am on track, and it just keeps going up. I am right now on track to run a half marathon in a 1 minute and 31 second pace. That's I'm sorry, 1 hour and 31 minute pace and 10 seconds. That's insane. Okay? And it started at like 135 or 136 or something. So I'm being blessed and I'm making progress, but like I don't know. It's just insane. And I'm really proud of where I'm at. I mean, the fact that I can like I remember when I came back from those 5 days that I took off, when I did my first one, I did not want to do it. I was tired. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And all that I can say is you just have to click start on the watch and just go. And you don't want to do it, but you just have to keep doing it. And then I literally have found that I blast music so loud that I can't think about it. Because otherwise, if my music was just a cute little ba 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 ba, I'd be able to think. But I blast it so loud that I just cannot think. And I will like scream, sing along to it, and I can't even hear myself. I bet you the people in their backyards can hear me. I can't even hear myself because it's so loud that there's been multiple times where my alarm was going off for minutes and I never noticed because it was so loud. My music was so loud in my ears. And I try to avoid that, of course, and I try to be respectful of other people around me and stuff. But like I feel like honestly most of the time I don't want to do it. Most of the time I do not want to run. I just have to click the button and just start running. And then I will just gaslight myself. I will just run and I will say just to the end of the street. And then I'll say, okay, just to the end of that block. Okay, just to that store. Okay, just around the corner. Okay, just to that store. Okay. And then eventually it's just to make it home. And then I hit home and then I know already, but I just tell myself just to home. And then you make it home, but you have more time on your watch. So you say just to the end of that place. And it's just like, it's like the only way to get through it, I feel like. Because like, if I think of it like, I need to run for an hour and 19 minutes. Like, are you serious? I hear that the way that you hear that if you're not a runner. Why on earth would I spend an hour and 19 minutes running? Like, I don't want to do that. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. It's like, it feels like not a good use of time. What does it get me? Where does it get me? But I do it because I want the results of it. I want the benefits for my cut is insane. And that's something that I actually think is really healthy, balancing the cut with the running, because whenever like times like yesterday, whenever I'm just like, I'm not gonna hit, like I want to do like sub the goal pace. My goal pace was like an 8:30 pace. I want to do like sub 8:30, so below an 8:30 pace. I want to do faster than an 8:30 pace. But times whenever I'm just like, I'm not hitting it, because yesterday it was actually pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to like blame my like heart rate monitor and stuff, but really, I mean, I don't know. I didn't run for 5 days, and I was running the fastest pace I've ever ran by like 15 seconds because my pace just kept increasing and I keep doing better, which shows athleticism and I still have it. But like, that was insane. And I even hit my fastest 5K and my fastest 2 mile, but still, I just towards the end of it, I was like, there was times I was running 9 minute and 10 second pace. I was like, that's ridiculous, because at the beginning I was running an 8 minute a clean 8 minute pace, maybe an 8 minute and 2 second pace, like, so that's like a minute and 8 second difference. But like, my legs just got so exhausted, but I was able to think, it's not about the pace, okay? The calories count too. It's gonna help with your deficit. It's still gonna help you build endurance. But if nothing else, even if you just have to walk the rest of the thing, God forbid, which I forget that the name just. But like, you're still burning calories. If nothing else, fine, you didn't hit the pace goal, you still hit a calorie goal. You know what I mean? Um, and so something good still comes out of it. But yeah. Anyway, I'll get you. Noah Khan stuck in my head. So yeah, it's just running is such a like, I don't know. It's been a lot. But for those 5 days, it started off the first day, second day, and third day. I would genuinely argue, okay, like my knee and body was down bad. But the fourth day, I was like, I have to start running again because I refuse to give it up, and I do not want to lose the athleticism I have built because I have built athleticism. Okay, and I objectively, I would say that I'm athletic. Like that's not crazy to say. I'm not an elite runner. I'm not a professional bodybuilder, but I mean, I'm like lifting weights like 5 or 6 days a week, and I am running 6 miles casually on a Wednesday at an 8:30 pace with amazing form. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but the thing about athleticism is it's that old saying or whatever, use it or lose it, is exactly correct. Hold on. Am I crazy or does peach soju kind of remind you of rot? Like, I don't know, chat. Anyway, um, and so, yeah. Um, those 5 days off were just so necessary. They were so. But I will say the fourth day I was thinking, I was like, do you need another day off? Probably not. But the fourth day, I invited my family over. They actually came over. I was excited. I spent time with my family. And no, that was the fifth day, actually, I think. The fourth day, I think I don't even know what happened the fourth day. But the fifth day, I invited everyone over, blah, blah. But then once we hit day 6, as in, if I worked out that day, I would have only missed 5 days. But if I didn't, it would have been 6 days. That's when I was like, Logan, you have to run, or you're actually realistically risking losing athleticism. On day 6, I feel like that's the line where your body's going to be like, yeah, he hasn't used this in a while. Let's just not prioritize it. And it's an intense sport. I mean, running, it's not easy. Long distance running is not easy. Running for the longest I've ran so far is an hour and 37 minutes. Running for an hour and 37 minutes isn't normal, and it's not easy. It's not something that you just accidentally do. You don't even accidentally walk for an hour and 37 minutes, let alone running. But it's just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like if you don't do it for long enough, though, your body's going to be like, why waste all this energy on something we don't do? Get rid of all these mitochondria, get rid of all of these things. Like, you don't need all of this special stuff. Let's make this body more efficient for the current lifestyle or whatever. And so day 6, I was like, no, we're locking in. It was interval day. It was a sprint interval day, which is actually perfect. Interval days are kind of really good for coming back on. Because you start with like a base run for like a warm up for like 15 minutes. And then you do 10-second sprint intervals because I was doing it at a 4 minute and 10-second pace, which is insane, by the way. But that's what I was doing. And then you get 3 minutes in between to just rest. Like it's not like jog at a recovery pace, or it's just straight up like there's no pace required or requested of it even. It fully is just good with you just laying there, I guess. Personally, I learned to just walk between them because I don't want to sit down because then my legs are going to not be warmed up and then I risk an injury once I full sprint. Because if you've ever tried to sprint at a 4 minute and 10-second pace, it is a full sprint. It is not just like a jog. I mean, and you have to think about it that way too. You run a mile in 4 minutes. Like, what even is that in miles per hour? I don't know. I think it's like no, because I was running 7 miles per hour yesterday. So it has to be. I think it's like 13 miles an hour then, 14 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot. It's pretty fast. I want to say 13 miles an hour approximately. Um, and that's not something that the human body just accidentally does. Um, so we came back on an interval day, and we've been back since that was only yesterday, so or no, the day before yesterday. And then yesterday was like the long run, but it shortened it because after the sprint interval day, it was worried about me. I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I feel fine. I don't know." But yeah. Anyway, um, so then I finished work today. Um, because that's enough running. Moving on from running. Um, I finished work today and yesterday. Really kind of wanting to go get drinks with like somebody and cheese man. I wanted to go with my mom, but my mom was like, she'd been flaking on me, and it was, bruh, she had plans with my sister yesterday, which me and my sister aren't on good terms. Um, and like I mean, it's not like in a toxic way. It's just in a um we don't just like physically abuse our siblings and say we didn't physically abuse our siblings, but or no, actually her reason if was that we don't have the kind of relationship to where physical abuse is even a possibility. That was genuinely like her words. I think I have it recorded actually, her exact words. I'm not insert the clip. No, I'm joking. I'm not inserting the clip. But like because I got so like scared of her and the manipulation and the gaslighting and stuff, and I needed like evidence of how horrific this is, and like yeah, I needed it recorded. So um anyway, and so I was like, yeah, absolutely not. I definitely, she's always been like emotionally, mentally abusive her whole life to my brother, to my mother, to me. I don't know about to my father, maybe. Her and my father are very alike, and that sounds more like whatever. Um, and once I got physical, I was like, yeah, absolutely not. And that's literally when I moved out, by the way, because I was like, I'm not living with somebody who's not only abuses me, but is okay with abusing me. And his argument is, we don't have, as her brother, her younger brother, we don't have the kind of relationship to where physical abuse is possible. As in, her argument is that there are relationships where no matter how much you hit them, it can't be considered physical abuse. So yeah, anyway, after that I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be like toxic to her the way that she is like to me, and I'm not going to be like I don't even know how I would describe what I could be to her because that's just not me. But like I don't pretend she doesn't exist. I don't give her the silent treatment or whatever. But I don't associate with her because, girl, you physically abused me and said we don't have the kind of relationship to where it could be physical abuse to your brother. That's crazy. Never gone back on it a day in her life. And then that's I'm gonna keep my mouth shut about that part. Anyway, um, and so we're not on good terms. Um, and I wouldn't say it's in a sense of like an extreme, but just in the sense of absolutely not associating myself with somebody that would has and would again physically abuse me. But even in general, just being around her is always just. It's like she uses just everybody as her punching bag, and I'm not gonna lie, it's better not having that, because if I'm not around her, she can't punch. And I see her distribute it to my other family members. I'm like, girl, I don't want to hear about it, because I don't even want the second hand punches, the third hand punches, the fourth hand punches. Y'all can tolerate that all you want. I'm done. But I guess my mom had plans with her, and then she just canceled last minute. And then my mom was like, "We could do something still," and I was like, "Well, this is the second time you canceled on me." um, and honestly, we talked about it, but our schedules just didn't align, mine and my mom's, which was so sad. But then I was like, maybe after this, when I go on my run, maybe I'll like run to like a restaurant, um, and then just end there, and then I can like walk home or something. I don't know. But then I was like, that's so much work, and I could just save the calories. You know what I mean? Because I can't think of a single restaurant that honestly has good calories. Maybe like Salad and Go, I guess. You could get something decent there, but like I don't know. Why does the peach soju just smell like trash? Maybe I just shouldn't drink it. Maybe I shouldn't drink it. I'd be paranoid. My thing is, I just cracked it open today. It's alcohol, like 14% at that. It's been in the fridge. There's like no way, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, less calories though. God, I don't even have the calories to be eating that. I'll be fine. Anyway, and so yeah, so that's what's been going on with that. I kind of want to go to a restaurant, but like for what? You know what I mean? Maybe though there is a bar. It's kind of I don't know. Running to there would be insane. Probably, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to I think so. I think so. Anyway, so yeah. I guess that's kind of the tea. I don't know. Do I have anything else to share with you all? Not really. Um, Basically though, since last week, I've gotten a lot better, thank God, from the rest time, and I've been running pretty good. Um, and today I get my first recovery run because my runs have been insane. It's like it's not even giving me recovery runs anymore, but like it does that for a reason. That's what I'm saying. Is my athleticism was getting good, my base and my stuff, it was getting good, but the injuries, man, the injuries. So I'm thinking about buying like a knee support and calf support and just basically nonstop just wearing recovery stuff whenever anything feels off, because it helps. But like I don't know. Same with for now. All that I have is compression leggings. I do have compression socks too, but it's never really my calves. So it's always like my knees lately, and so it's just like it's just inflammation in my knees. But I don't know. Chat. Somebody tell me, should I use my recovery run to run to a wing place because the calories? I shouldn't, but like um yeah, you're right. I already ate a double double today. That was crazy. um no, I'm so tired. Anyway, um I'm getting tired, so I guess that's all that I really have. I know there's more. I know that there is more, y'all. I'm just I'm just blanking. I don't know. Now I'm all distracted because like I'm thinking about how after this episode I could just procrastinate the next episode. And how I could just not record back to back and just dump this out at the honestly, genuinely, maybe I don't even think I drank half of it because it's all ice, by the way. Um, but like I guess, and it smells like trash. Why does it smell like trash? That's gross. But like I don't know, guys. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Um, that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I mean, I really like. I know that I have more. I've lost about 18 pounds since I started with my Garmin. That's fantastic. I just I don't know. Nothing comes. It's like my mind just went. It's like it just like clear cash. Just I have to go on a run later. It's a recovery run, and it's like the shortest one I've ever seen, so it's like fine. But like it's what I'm telling y'all. It is stressful, but like whatever. It's a recovery run. It's fine. It's short. It's fine. Um, and I don't know. But anyway, I was also getting at the point of I'm currently wearing compression pants that like just like while I'm at work and stuff, because it's basically just it's not hurting anybody, that's for sure, and it gives me like many hours of like. Obviously, I wear the compression pants under my clothes, y'all, because I have to wear like I can't wear like shorts or something at work anyway, so it's like compression all the way down. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I wish I had more for y'all, but it's helping. It helps with my knees a little bit. My knees used to be in like severe pain, like a lot, like all the time. Low key, it felt like, and it seems like now it helps counteract it, the compression pants. But like, I don't know if I need more or not. But it's so expensive. But now I'm getting stressed. I'm getting overwhelmed. So I'm gonna end the episode before I don't even know what. But thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, please comment, subscribe. It means like the world to me. Leave a like, comment. If I should eat at a wing place, I don't know. But leave a good rating on the podcast, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you're on. It means so much to me. Share it with a friend. If you have a friend that you think would enjoy it. And yeah, I'm going to go try to unstress myself out from the non-existent stress that is me having to run soon. So thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I love you all. I don't love the heat. Can't wait. I mean, I appreciate summer and I don't need it to end, but like, why is it just getting hotter? It's stressing me out. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I love you all so much. I will see you guys next week. You can literally see the stress just on my face. But bye, guys. I love you. Say it back.